Good evening, friends. We start tonight with a developing story in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The Justice Department has opened an investigation into the fatal police shooting of a 37-year-old man named Alton Sterling. Sterling was outside a local convenience store selling homemade CDs early Tuesday morning, which he had done previously. Officers arrived after a caller said Sterling threatened someone with a gun. Cell phone video shows officers pinning Sterling to the ground. Someone shouts, "He's got a gun." The next sound, a gunshot. The autopsy report shows Sterling died of multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and back.
The individuals involved in his murder took away a man with children who depended upon their daddy on a daily basis. My son is not the youngest. He is the oldest of his siblings. He is 15 years old.
Police say they also have dash cam, body cam, and store surveillance video of the shooting death. Although a lieutenant warned the police department the body cam became dislodged and may not be reliable. The footage has not been released to the public, but Baton Rouge's police chief confirmed Sterling did have a gun.
Officers arrived, Sterling was armed, and the altercation ensued that resulted in the loss of his life. Exactly what happened at this time is the reason we are here today. Like you, there is a lot that we do not understand. And at this point, like you, I am demanding answers.
Police also have identified the officers involved. Blaine Salamani has been with the department for 4 years, and Howie Lake II has been on the staff for 3 years. Both have been placed on administrative leave. Protests have erupted in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, demanding justice for Sterling and chanting Black Lives Matter. The question is, will justice be served? For a legal analysis of what is unfolding, let's turn now to criminal defense attorney Sue Ann Robinson. Ms. Robinson, I appreciate your time tonight. I want your first impression of the videotape that we have shown, and I want to point out that this videotape that was taken by the store owner, who reportedly said that there was no altercation until the police tased the gentleman. What's your impression of what we know tonight?
My impression is that excessive force was used, and it was used without justification. If you look at the video, it's clear that two officers are on top of Mr. Sterling, and he's subdued. So even at the point where one of the officers says that they see a weapon or that there's a gun present, which if the call was because he had a gun, they were already aware of this issue when they tackled him to the ground, then at that point he was already pinned down. There was no threat to the police officers as they already had him subdued. So to then shoot him while on top of him is excessive, and it's not justified. How
is law enforcement going to justify this? You have a man who's pinned on his back by two officers. How would they justify this shooting?
Well, they're going to justify the shooting by prosecuting the victim in the court of public opinion. They're going to start to discuss his criminal history, his criminal background, if he ever jaywalked, if he ever spit on a sidewalk. And that's the only way, really, such a thing could be justified, when a video is showing you that two officers have a man pinned down on the ground next to a vehicle where he's immobile. He's not moving. He's already been tased. And then after being tased and pinned down, he's shot to death. And the important thing here with the charges, a state attorney is going to have to take it frame by frame. So even after the first time he was shot, was then the second shot necessary, and then the third, and then was the fourth also necessary? Was the fifth then necessary? It's excessive in the beginning, and then as the shots continue, it becomes more and more evident and clear that the force is not justified and overly excessive.
All right, Sue Ann Robinson, I appreciate your legal expertise tonight and joining us here on the news. Thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it.